if the function j of t models the number of jelly beans in a bowl after t hours. I love jelly beans, as long as we're talking jelly bellies. Don't you be giving me Brock's. So, you guys, it says the function j of t, look at what they said. They said it models the number of jelly beans in a bowl after a couple hours. If it's my bowl of jelly bellies, the number of jelly bellies in this bowl is going to be modeled this way because the number of jelly bellies will be decreasing. I will be eating them. So who could tell me what the units of J prime would be? J prime is just a derivative. You're going to throw candy to yourself?
I can.
Well, let's start with Lucal, and then we'll work our way back. Lucal?
Jelly beans per hour.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to be. Jelly beans, let's go specific. Number of jelly beans per hour that I'm eating. It's probably too many. Okay, you guys, anyone have any idea what J double prime would be? The derivative of that. My AP physics kids, I think, will be strong at this. What happens if I take the derivative of this? Well,
Hours per hour.
yes. Say that again, Elliot.
Jelly bean per hour per hour.
Exactly. When this is going to be number of jelly beans per hour. Now, you could write, yeah, that's a good call. You could write it like that, or is that the same of number of jelly beans per hour squared? Now, the rate that the rate of jelly beans is being consumed. So, Steph, you might be like, how the heck did you come up with this? If this over here is a graph of J prime, and we just said J prime is number of jelly beans per hour, that means that we have another hour over here over time. So then again, if this is J prime, you do the change in Y over X. So it'd be number of jelly beans per hour per hour. We have to take whatever our J prime was. This was my units of my J prime over that x-axis every time. We'll get more comfortable with it. I understand that is like, what? You guys, AP loves us to interpret what's going on. And it says a derivative, f prime, gives us the rate of change of a function at a particular instant in time. So when they ask us to describe like what the heck this means, we need to go ahead and make sure that we talk about what point we're talking about, when x is what, the context of the problem that they gave us. They want us to know if it's increasing or decreasing, and then at what rate with units. Whoa. So let's give an example. Jack Garris is driving westbound on 3rd Avenue. If he was driving eastbound, I think what's the speed limit? 25? 35?
Where?
25 on?
What
Oh,
street?
let's talk about this.
You're trying to explain acceleration.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I think this will make sense. Okay, we're taking a pie out of the oven. So we're taking our pie out of the oven. The temperature of the pie, and this should just be at degrees Fahrenheit. T minutes after the pie is removed by the oven is given by P of T. Anyone able to interpret what P prime of T would mean? P prime is talking about the rate. What do you think the rate of what?
Temperature.
That the temperature of our pie is, do you think that that temperature is increasing or decreasing? Decreasing. Does it make sense when I take a hot pie out of a hot oven that the temperature is going to go down? That makes sense, into our room temperature room. So here's how we would interpret this. Or does someone want to try for a piece of candy? All right, Elliot, go for it.
We got a piece of candy.
Yeah. It's all right. Go for it.
So it decreases per minute, so it'd be a negative slope.
Yes, very sciencey. Here's what AP is going to want. They're going to say at 10 minutes after the pie, because we want to give our nice context, right? Ethan, after the pie is taken out of the oven. The temperature, okay, now you're going to fill in some blanks for me, Elliot. Temperature is decreasing, you said, because that negative, the temp is decreasing at a rate of
13 degrees per minute.
degrees Fahrenheit per minute. Perfect, bud. This is what they want. We need to say at what moment, 10 minutes, after the pie is taken out of the oven. This is some context. The temp is decreasing. They have to have this word. We have to say at a rate of, and then we've got to say what that value is. And we're saying that that was going to be 13 degrees Fahrenheit per minute. Does that seem reasonable? every minute we're dropping 13 degrees? Yeah. I think in the beginning it drops quickly and then it'll kind of level off. So then, now this one's going to kind of rock your world. What if I give you the rate to start? I'm saying the rate that people enter the water park in hundreds, this is talking about some units, is W of T. W of T is already a rate. So if I gave you a rate, hundreds of people per hour are going into Zoombezi Bay. And it says W of T, they're saying, is this rate of people walking in hundreds of hours. Now they're saying interpret W prime. But wasn't W already a rate? So when you interpret the rate of a rate, because W prime is going to be a rate, you have to use the word rate twice. They're kind of annoying. So we're going to say at T equals 3 hours. We got to say when this is happening because it's not always consistent. And I chose that 3 from right here. We're going to say, we're going to use these words right here. The rate people entered, let's say Zoombezi Bay. The rate people entered the water park or Zoombezi Bay, whatever you want to say, was, here comes the candy. That is a lot of people, but it's per hour. Was, we saying increasing or decreasing? Increasing, because that 2.6 was positive. Increasing, and then we've got to say at a rate of, and that seems a bit redundant, but because we're doing the rate of a rate, they gave us a rate, and we've got to do the derivative of that, which is another rate. We have to have the word rate twice. At a rate of, what was it? 2.6, not Elliot. Can you give me the units? 2.6. We have to go per hour squared because wasn't W per hour? And if we're doing the rate of it, we're going to say per hour per hour. Well said. 2.6 hundreds of people per hour or per hour squared. Here's the big picture. Fruit roll-ups. Whoo! Here we go. Everything we've been doing, F prime, we've talked about F double prime. Now we're going to just put words with them. A function, if you're just given the position, that's just going to be my F of X. When you took that slope, that derivative, that's technically the velocity of something. This is going to be my velocity. F prime is going to be my velocity because the velocity is like a miles per hour. Like it says a meters per second. Position is just my function. That's just how tall you are. Feet, miles, meters, just a unit. And then the change of velocity is going to be acceleration. And that's just F double prime. So this one is always the rate of a rate. This is always, oh, look what it says, meters per second. Or you could have just written meters per second squared there. You got 10 minutes. You've been angels. Check this out. If it says the position, what I do like to do, because they're going to give you questions like this, I like to circle which word they gave us. They're saying position is this. Boom. So I think that is helpful. And then it says find the velocity. Well, you guys, position is F. Velocity is just the derivative of that. Can we go find the derivative of X? Sure. The derivative of that is going to be what? Do we have to do fig plus GIF here? Kind of, right? Lucal. What would fig be, though? What's the derivative of F? Zero. So when the F is just a constant, fig is never going to matter. So you can just say GIF. We can't write this, right? We've got to go ahead and just do GIF. G prime, what would G prime be? Derivative of sine? Cosine, leave the angle. Pi over 6t times the derivative of the angle. Picture that as 6x. What's the derivative of 6x? 6. What's the derivative of pi over 6x? Pi over 6. So the derivative of pi over 6t would still just be pi over 6. Sometimes I think it just helps putting it in terms that we're used to. So that right there is g prime. What do we need to multiply that by? 12, my f function. You guys, you just found the velocity. I'm going to go ahead and say that is my velocity. The derivative is always the velocity, and we just haven't thought of it in those terms yet. And it says find that velocity when t is 6. You guys, we got to just find what's x prime is 6. And I'm going to go throw in a 6 for all my t's. All right, you guys, what's this going to be? Pi over 6 times 6? Just pi. Cosine at pi -1 times 2 pi. Final answer? Very good, Lucal. This could have been where you ended if this was a free response question. Sound good? Let's think about this. What information do I get from an object's velocity? If I'm moving along, I've got some velocity here, and since I'm moving to the right, my velocity is positive. What's my velocity now? 0. So it says an object is at rest when the velocity is 0. How can I say velocity in terms of F, though? F prime is 0. Yeah, that's just another way to put that. If I'm moving left, what's my velocity? My AP Physics kids, you've seen this a lot. So this would mean when my velocity is negative, or another way to say that is just when F prime is less than 0. I'm just writing these in different ways. What am I moving to the right when my velocity is positive? Velocity is positive. Or you could just say F prime is greater than 0. Here we go. Let's put this in motion then. It says a particle moves along the x-axis. They gave us position is this. It says when is the particle at rest? For an AP test question, if you can put what this means kind of in words, they're going to give you a point. A particle is at rest when the velocity is 0. If you write this, velocity is 0, they're going to give you a point.
So it's when x prime t is 0.
Exactly. So we got to go find our velocity, which you said would be x prime of t. And we got to go see when that equals 0. So good, Elliot. Okay. Gamby, I'm going to make you work for this, okay, buddy? 1/3 times 3. 1 t to the
Squared.
perfect minus, keep going, buddy.
5t.
Perfect. Plus,
4.
beautiful. You just found my velocity, bud. That's my velocity right there because that's x prime. When does this velocity equal 0? Ooh, you guys, what do we have to do? Factor it. We got to tooth this, you guys. 4, a fruit roll-up. I will not take a picture of you. Let's toot this. Steffi, what is this 2? Oh, sorry. I thought you had your hand up. What multiplies to be 4 adds to be -5? Multiplies to be 4, Aish? -4 times -1 is +4, adds to be -5. So you're saying t minus 4, t minus 1. Aish, perfect. What does t equal then? Perfect. So Aish, you're just saying that at 4 minutes and at 1 minute, my little particle is not moving. The velocity is 0. Can I throw you? Okay, you guys, last thing.